Late March 2017. This is our Wasabi update. I've been busy with other projects, and it's going to turn out better that we're going to do our updates at the end of the month because we'll be able to better record our monthly analysis this way with regard to weather. As far as the weather, earlier in the month we had a couple of really warm weeks. The temperature reached up to the upper 80s, and I believe, if my memory is correct, the nighttime lows was around 60. The last couple weeks has been overcast with temperatures in the upper 60s and nighttime lows of 50. Before we do the wasabi, just really quickly, the elephant ear that we planted in here, this one has sprouted or awakened, and then there's another one that we put in recently. This is to help it with shade. Initially, I thought that the elephant ear might compete with the wasabi for nutrients, so I didn't have that in here, but we're gonna do the elephant ear to make shade. Otherwise, what I normally do is during the morning and where the sun hits this area, I put this cardboard here to shade it. It just slides in here and then it covers most of the wasabi plants. And in the afternoon I would take it out, or sometimes I just leave it there. But I think with the elephant ear, it'll help the aesthetics, and then I don't have to shade it and forget to shade it and all that stuff. Okay, let's start with our latest wasabi edition. This is from the Wasabi store, and it's making the size of the leaves that we expect to find, especially when looking at reference video or pictures. We're still waiting on the more thicker growth, but that's looking like it's going to happen. If we let's zoom in there, we're seeing lots of new growth potential coming out of the middle there. As far as the base of the plant, I'm going to try to keep it consistent and call it the basal stem. Sometimes it's known as the rhizome, but that's technically not a rhizome, so I'll call it the basal stem. It looks like it has shrunken a little bit in girth, and I think what happened was maybe the plant used the energy to produce roots underneath and also to produce some of the foliage up on top. I hope the camera is able to pick it up, but you can see a lot of new root growth that's coming out. That's always a good sign for any type of plant. Roots, especially a robust root system, means that it can draw in all the nutrients and energy it needs. So that's our wasabi from the Wasabi store. Look at its beautiful leaves with its leathery foliage and the deep channels in its veins. Gorgeous. It also has these little tiny nodules on the ridges, and I'm thinking that helps it with shedding dew and possibly rain in the natural environment. So very, very pretty botanical specimen. We'll move down and look at the wasabi plants that we got from Richter's Herbs, and they pretty much haven't changed too much. The size of the leaves they get about this big at most. The color of the leaf is a little bit more yellowish green. And as far as the growth that's coming out of the middle, it looked like it didn't like our heat, possibly. So this little bit of growth shed it away, but there's some more growth coming out of the middle, so it seems to be all right for the time being. And then here's the other one from Richter's Herbs. And this one, the leaves are, let's see, are there more leaves, but smaller leaves? Let's zoom out so we can all see together. Looks like there may be more leaves, but smaller leaves compared to the other plant. I think that's all I can think of at the moment with regard to this update. I'll take you to the yard where we have another wasabi plant grown as a control in soil. So we'll look at that. Springtime in Southern California, we have a lot of blooms. Hopefully I will get a chance to show you guys what the front yard looks like. But we're gonna head down that way, or past the garage and around the corner there. I'll show you the redbud that's bloomed. It's really pretty. Hard to capture on video this morning. So here underneath is our control wasabi plant, and this is where there's a lot of shade. There's a draft that comes this way, and we have this pool of water here to help with a little bit with humidity, and also as it evaporates, it'll cool the air a little bit. How much it'll help, not sure, but it makes me feel better with this here. I'm going to come back later on and drill some holes so that the water can drain slowly to both water the wasabi and also to make sure that we mitigate the mosquitoes, the breeding of mosquitoes in this area. So this is in the corner of the lot, and I can't get to this with water all the time. So this will help the plant. The other thing that we notice is a lot of slug damage, and this is very typical of wasabi plants that are grown in the ground. So what we'll do is we'll probably set out a little dish for the slugs to drink, some yeast water or beer. And lastly, since it's so far from my normal path of travel when I'm in the garden, these wasabi plants just kind of grow by themselves. I check on it maybe twice a month. So far, not too bad for just leaving it here and checking on it twice a month. So I guess until next month, we'll see you in the next one. And thanks for your company out here, and have a good one.